All right, quick review of daily life for the Civil War soldiers. It was horrible. They had to deal with horrific um, casualties being not valued by their commanders as rows and rows of soldiers were sent across open fire battlefield to be slaughtered. They got to deal with their friends and family being killed. They had to deal with horrific injuries. They had to deal with poor medicine techniques, amputations, uh, disease, destruction. And then, of course, there's the mental anguish of seeing so many people that you care about killed, and the mental anguish of having to kill so many people, often in close hand-to-hand combat where the person dies from a close shot or on the end of a bayonet to breathe their last breath right in front of you. This takes a tremendous mental toll on a person. They also lived outside for months on end, sometimes without tents, sometimes just laying on the ground in all types of conditions, dirty uniforms, poor food supplies, endless marching, out in the elements, bugs, stench, smell, all kinds of horrible things. The life of the soldiers in the Civil War was very, very challenging. Life for civilians was also challenging, dealing with family members that just disappeared, as many of the dead soldiers were undocumented. They were involved in the total war effort in the North, but they also had to deal with a generation of children growing up without fathers who died in the war, dealing with people who were amputated and in terrible condition coming back from the war, dealing with the mental anguish of soldiers with PTSD coming back from the war. For the Southerners, it was even worse because most of the battles were in their territory, all the ground that was destroyed, the total war tactics that burnt cities to the ground and cleared crops and plantations and destroyed factories and did all types of damage. The South was basically wrecked after the Civil War. So it was really a horrific time for our entire country, and will take a generation or two to really begin the healing process. One person that really stepped up to help others during this time was Clara Barton. She went to the battlefield and offered her care. She offered clean water, clean bandages, comfort to those who were horrifically injured, and sometimes that's all those men needed. Her heroism stood the test of time as she set up an organization, the American Red Cross, to support what she was doing and help her with what she was doing, and that organization still today is the first end in many disaster situations in war-torn areas. So she really shows us what a life of service and the impact a life of service can have. And one of the worst problems in the war was infection. This is a war battlefield hospital, and you can see this is not sanitary, clean, comfortable in any way. It's a place of tremendous suffering, and we had a long way to go in medicine before we could help people the way we needed to.